everyone, welcome back to another 1v1 battle. This is going to be a We Is Gobbos build versus the Dwarves. I've been wanting to play the Gobbos for a while because I have not played them for a long time. So here we have a Goblin build. We have 6 normal Gobbos. We have 2 Nasty Skulkers on each flank. We have 3 Goblin Archers. One of them is the Rusty Errors. We have the Night Goblin Shaman, a Arachnoid Queen, Skarsnik, who against Dwarves maybe doesn't make the most sense because he has like a bonus versus large as well. But I mean, he's like the Gobbo leader, so you got to bring Skarsnik. I guess you could bring the Night Goblin Warboss. Anyway, we also have 2 nice quick hoppers, each on one side of the flanks. Vanguard deployed. You can see we're actually a little too close to the Dwarven army with my Vanguard deployment, so they got hit a little bit. And I'm also bringing a Squig Herd who has been nerfed to hell. Not sure if they're really worth it anymore. And also, I think I misused them in this battle, but they're not. Like, the Squig Hoppers are kind of the new Squig Herd, I guess. For the Dwarf player here, we have a group of Gyrocopters out here scouting out. We also over here have the Goblobber, which is an excellent artillery piece. 2 Thunderers, 2 Coilers, 4 normal Dwarf Warriors, 2 Dwarf Warriors with great weapons, a Longbeard with great weapons, Dragonback Slayers, Runesmith, and Rune Lord is their army. So the Gyrocopter is going to get pretty close to our Goblin Archer crew. I find, real quick, very quick. Goblin Archers, 16 missile damage is not that impressive, right? The thing is, these guys are so cheap, and you gotta also think about the model count here, because there are 90 of them in a large fun battle, whereas for like the normal Archer unit, it's going to be 60. So they have an extra 30 models up on most people. They do have lower range, lower damage, but 30 increased models are also firing missiles, which is kind of a thing you just gotta think about. Also, when you team up with the Rusty Errors against especially an opponent like the Dwarf, Rusty Errors and their Sundering ability is going to lower the armor. So as long as these Goblin Archers are firing at whatever the Rusty Errors are, they do that much more damage against Dwarves or any kind of armor unit at all. So I'm always going to keep this unit. It's basically just like one unit is basically how I treat this Archer group. You can see how much they're chewing through this Gyrocopter pretty quickly. Anyway, I just wanted to make a little side comment there. So the Goblobber here is going to start firing at our Goblin Archer. I would have fired at the Rusty Errors. Oh, actually, the Rusty Errors were out of range at the time. Okay, well that makes more sense now, because I'm like, I don't know about firing at the Goblin Archers instead of the Rusty Errors, but that's probably why, because they were out of range. So we do a massive amount of damage to the Gyrocopters really quickly and force them away. So now our Rusty Arrows are going to be hiding again, so the Goblobber can't see them. Unfortunately, this thing does spot our 2 Nasty Skulkers over here, so they're going to switch targets and try and successfully rout both of these Nasty Skulkers. The damn Goblobber is so accurate, and his penalty to leadership is so brutal for the Goblins. And they're going to rout just so quickly, along with this Gyrocopter just hitting them. Over here, we're going to have a, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. Night Shroud. Night Shroud is going to be covering all of their ranged units over here as our army approaches. So we're going to lowering their visibility range and their accuracy. And then we're going to be charging in with the 2 Night Goblin Squig Hoppers. And then also trying to charge in with the Squig Herd. I'm trying to get around their main line and get into the Goblobber. But we're going to be getting into these Coilers. Again, as our main army approaches, the 2 Nasty Skulkers have already been routed. This one's going to be actually shattered soon. This one's going to be able to come back into combat briefly. But yeah, those damn Goblobbers are really good, especially against Goblins. Unfortunately, these Squig Herds, without their ability to go unbreakable really briefly, they actually get routed before they even get into the battle. So you can't really use them like you could before, where you can just rush them in and kind of be the Vanguard force. You really, I guess, have to hold them until the army is actually engaged. So it's kind of using them differently from what I'm used to. That's why I mismanaged them here. This is the first time I've really brought them since they've been changed. Nice Squig Hoppers, though, they do get into the Goblobber here, so we're going to deal some okay damage to the crew here along with the Coilers. And then our main Goblin line is going to be hitting the front line of the Dwarves. I'm sending in the Arachnoid Queen and using her summoning Spiderling abilities. I'm going to be trying to shut down the other ranged units all around with the Spider summons. Over here, we get caught with 2 of our Gobbos with the Rune Lord and the Rune Smith. But the good thing is they're away from their main army here, so that's okay because they're not going to be able to buff them. I'm going to get Skarsnik in over here to support the Queen, and eventually I'm going to start pulling off the Goblins here to go and reinforce. On the right side, the Gyrocopter has rerouted our Nasty Skulkers again, but on the left, though, the 2 Nasty Skulkers over here, I'm going to eventually pull these guys around to get a rear charge on these Dwarves instead of all just being bunched up like this. I'm still just micromanaging everything, including our Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, who are now into, I forget who they're into over here. The Coilers. They're into some Coilers over there. We did some damage to the Goblobber, but it's still in service. The Arachnoid Queen is just kind of the center point of our army. You can see some buffs and debuffs being dropped by our Goblin Shaman. Skarsnik is going to accept this battle with the Rune Lord. Skarsnik is a better melee combatant than the Rune Lord is. Also, his attacks are poisoned, so the Rune Lord has no chance in a 1v1. I'm not entirely sure why Skarsnik is being pulled out here. I must have accidentally given him a move order. I'm not actively running from the Rune Lord. Over here, our Rusty Arrows is currently focusing on the Dwarf Warriors with great weapons because that is one of the units that can take out the Arachnar Queen. The Thunderers over here, I'm not too overly concerned about because I'm trying to get our Spiders to deal with them currently. Gyrocopter is still routing off for Nasty Skulkers, so these aren't even going to see combat. 2 of my Nasty Skulkers are just going to be routed off before they even see combat, so that was a good call on my opponent's micro there, getting rid of the 2 Nasty Skulkers. Night Goblin Squid Copper is going to get chased off the field by the... actually chased over to the corner, but they will come back, and I will get them over here with the Cordless, I believe. Runesmith is finally going to be joining the main line of the Dwarven Infantry along with the Rune Lord, who I am trying to get into combat with Skarsnik. The Nasty Skulkers here on the left flank are eventually going to overrun these Dwarf Warriors, and the Dwarf Warriors are great weapons. You can see they are... well, this one's winning combat. This one's losing, but they're going to change when these Nasty Skulkers join them, I believe. You can see more buffs, I believe. That was my... actually, I can't remember what that was. Some buff. Anyway. Ragnar Queen just terrorizing the center of their formation. That's kind of what she does. Right here, we do a brief salvo against the Rune Lord. There goes an Itchy Nuisance on the main center of what remains of the Dwarves, which is a great debuff for the Night Goblins, or Gobbos. Squid Copper's coming around. Like I said, they're actually going to be hitting this unit and then going to go into a group of Coilers, still being chased by the Dragonback Slayers. Skarsnik is now in a duel with the Rune Lord, or Runesmith, I'm sorry, trying to destroy him. Our Arrow Goblin Archers are still doing great, just kind of focusing down. Who are they focusing on right now? I can't remember. Dwarf Warriors? I don't think so. I think they're firing. Yeah, they're firing at the Dwarf Warriors with great weapons over here. You can see we're getting hit with Coilers over here, and I believe we still have at least one more summon of the Spiderlings we're going to drop here soon. You see we have a wall on standing ground from Skarsnik, which is going to help us win combat here. We really want these Nasty Skulkers to win combat, so they are proccing their special ability. Getting units back into the fight. And you can see there's that Spiderling hatching. I think that is our last one that we were using on that Coiler group. And I'm trying to micro our Queen to kind of bounce from Thunderer to Thunderer to try and keep them in melee because we do not want to get shot at by the Thunderers on the Arachnar Queen. That's the last thing we want. And I believe I will move her soon to engage these, I think. Rune Lord here is taking a lot of damage from, I believe, our Ragnar Queen and Skarsnik. Here we are about to rout off the Runesmith, and then I'm going to try and deal with the what's left of the Rune Lord. What's left of our Night Squid Coppers is going to get into this Coiler group along with the Spiraling group, and we're also bringing in our Nasty Skulkers that's going to finish them off. And there we go. I did manage our Queen into the other group of Thunderers. Back here, the Dragonback Slayers finished off, or I think engaged in combat with a Night Squid Copper, and then we retreated so they didn't have any more orders, so the opponent has to micromanage them again. Dropping down Trixie Traps from Skarsnik there. I think I was just kind of spamming any buff I could get at the time because this is kind of a close battle. A lot of these units that are routing off are going to be coming back. Dragonback Slayers are coming in, and that's kind of going to be dangerous for the Arachnar Queen because she's just so low. This group of Thunderers is now back, and I was really wanting to kill the Dwarf or the Rune Lord, and we finally managed to murder the Rune Lord. Still have our archers who have a lot of ammunition left, and we're going to be using them to focus down now the Dragonback Slayers who are going to be dealing a lot of damage to the Arachnar Queen. Gyrocopters are now out of ammunition. They dropped a couple of bombs of what they had left, and they're going to be charging into the Arachnar Queen. And you can see my opponent is now going to try and focus this down, because this is kind of the centerpiece of a Goblin army, is the Arachnar Queen. If she falls, it's going to be a hard time to win at that point. So now we're doing whatever I can to support them and destroy these Dragonback Slayers, but she is going to be routed off the field eventually. And like I said, these units are all coming back from routing, and so they are going to be still a problem to deal with. So I'm going to run my Goblin Shaman along with whatever Gobbos were nearby, and we're going to try and shut down this Coiling unit and make them rout again, while Skarsnik and the Nasty Skulkers here along with the Archers are going to just continually pour fire into the Dragonback Slayers. Ragnar Queen is going to run for her life, but she is going to come back. She's going to stabilize. And now you see we're starting to get some chain routes here because we did destroy their Rune Lord. We have routed off their Rune Smith, so they don't have any leadership left, and they've taken a lot of damage. So the only thing that's going to remain is going to be the Dragonback Slayers. That was a really close game, and my opponent did a really good job at shutting down 1,000 points worth of Nasty Skulkers before they even saw combat with that damn Gyrocopter. I was not expecting that, or else I would have had my Goblin Archer squad here focused on more than I did. After that initial skirmish between me and the Gyrocopter, I just had them rush towards the Dwarf line, and I was trying to micromanage my Squig Hoppers at that point, including my Squig herd, and so I wasn't really paying attention to the Gyrocopter over here just sniping all of my damn Nasty Skulkers, and that was a good move. Still pull out a victory there because my Rusty Arrows and Goblin Squad were able to snipe a lot of targets, and I don't think opponents maybe really fear Goblin Archers. And, you know, most of the time you're right, but when they team up with the Durusty Arrows and their Sundering ability, they are a pretty effective killing force. Remember, there's 90 in each of those groups. That's a lot of damage that's coming your way, even through the Dwarven heavy armor. When it's sundered, it's, you know, not nearly as heavy. But in any case, good game to my opponent. That was a close battle. That's a lot of corpses on this battlefield. Holy crap. It's a lot. And the Gobbo army is always fun. Skarsnik netting 43 kills. The Night Goblin Shaman got kills at the very end. I try to keep him out of combat because his buffs and debuffs are, I would say, basically crucial in the Goblin army. He is crucial. The Arachnoid Queen is crucial. The Rusty Errors, Nasty Skulker is kind of less so. I mean, I guess Skarsnik is also up there. But like this, and then the buff and debuff for the Night Goblin Shaman is such a huge thing. So I didn't want him to be in combat until the very end. And you can see I threw him in there. But overall, I'm always impressed with the Gobbos. Even when they lose, I'm impressed with the Gobbos. Except for this thing. 0 kills. It really kind of needed that temporary unbreakable status to be kind of effective. And without that, I don't know. I'll have to use them differently. I'll have to use them as more of a support unit and not like a vanguard unit. That's okay. Anyway, for my opponent, Kitanai? Let's see, 30 kills for the Rune Lord is pretty good. 65 for the Runesmith is very good. I noticed they were actively using their Rune of Wrath and Ruin a lot, so that was really good there. Dwarven line did excellent against my Goblin line, to be expected. The Warriors Dragonfire Pass, 69 kills is actually not that much against Goblins. Who were they? I think they were fighting some of my Nasty Skulkers there, and I was also focusing them down with the Archers, maybe? Because they probably, in theory, should get a lot more against Goblins. We'll do a cinematic view, and I'll try to see who I can't remember who I focused them down with, but they should have a higher kill count against Gobbos. Longbeard is a great weapon. 71 is really good. Dragonback Slayer 73 is really good. Corlers did some decent job, and then the Thunderers I actively tried to stop because they would destroy an Arachnoid Queen so quickly. 181 kills on that damn Gyrocopter. God, did so much work. And that Goblobber, of course, did so much work too. Really good use of those two tools there. So I hope you enjoyed that battle, and let's go back and watch a cinematic view of the Gobbos. Look at these little things waddle and hop. And even with that penalty to accuracy for their units, it's still going to do a lot of damage to these guys. And there, yeah, there's a Rune of Wrath right there. That does a lot of damage to them. And then they're going to go for the charge, and they're not going to proc any kind of unbreakable. And then they're just going to rout. They even lost their Vanguard, right? Man. Ooh. Oh my god. I didn't notice when I cast that Skarsnik ability. Look how much damage that did to those warriors. Holy sh. I didn't notice that when I actually cast it. Too busy micromanaging everything. Get him, Gobbos. So here's the Warriors Dragonfire Pass. I mean, they did get nailed by that spell, but now they're just fighting normal Gobbos. Probably the Nasty Skulkers that eventually killed them, I'm guessing. The thing about Gobbos is that they're just always so happy. Even when they die, they have a smile on their face. Get into those correlers. Get them, Nasty Skulkers. Use his little daggers. They're so cool. Still just fighting the Gobbos. Huh. Yeah, they're taking a lot of damage. Maybe I hit them again with Scar's ability there. I don't know. Or maybe just the Goblins eventually just did a lot of damage to them, which is kind of surprising. Look at the ridiculous size of this hat. It's great. Bruce Smith, you are in the wrong place, man. Oh, here we go. Now they're going to get slammed to the back with a nasty spell, because that's probably what's going to finish them off here. Also, we got some spiders nearby. Those gyrocopters, man, did so much work. Something to also keep in mind that I don't think I've actually said before, all summoned units now are unbreakable. Just something to keep in mind. You probably noticed that some already, but in case you didn't. So I don't think they actually list that in the patch notes when they talked about the summoning change. Oh, yeah, eat him! Eat him! Good Goblin. Eat another one. Or not. That's fine. Probably not hungry anymore. Little fool. Grand Renard! Oh! Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Man, and then the disrespect. Just running over his corpse. Yeah, Dragonback Slayers don't typically like being shot at with a bunch of tiny arrows. I don't think there's really much else going on. Oh, we got this little thing going on over here. Gobbos are so deadly. Never underestimate the Gobbos. I tried to do a point-blank shot of his magical ability, but it didn't seem to really go off. Just kind of fizzled. Ooh, you got like in the eye. The last dwarf. In the throes of death. He is pissed. Look at those eyes. He's very upset. But anyway, good game against my opponent, and I hope you enjoyed. I will see you all in the next battle. Just lying in the dirt face first. They're just sleepy. That's all that's really happening. They're all just... They drank a little too much and partied too hard. Now they're just, you know, recuperating. Everyone over here is. See, this isn't blood. This just spilled wine. That's all this is. Very, very dark red wine. Look how happy they are, man. They're just he's just so happy. Well, okay, the shaman may not be happy, but he looks cool with a little monocle. But everyone else is so damn happy. Is Skarsnik happy? You know Goblin's happy. He's always happy. I mean, he looks content. Oh, but look at Goblin. He's just like a dog. A dog that can eat you whole. And then continue eating. Again, I'll see you all next time. Take care.